Good evening, YouTube. With it, Pause here, and I would like to speak to you today about UKIP. Now, as everybody knows, or at least should know, the European elections just took place, and the results are coming in as we speak. And it does appear that UKIP are topping those polls. Now, I'd like to have a bit of a word with you about UKIP first of all, and the fact that this gentleman here, Nigel Farage, is sort of topping these polls, and a lot of people are blindly and stupidly voting for him. Now, this is a big problem, folks. This is a big problem. This is the man who was reprimanded. I do apologise for the quality on here. I haven't quite figured out YouTube yet, so bear with me. This is the man who was reprimanded for actually going against, for exposing the EU as a dictatorship. Basically, he was chastised in Parliament for highlighting the fact that the European Union is an authoritarian tyranny, and he broke this crazy law that goes all the way back to 1999, which stated that it's illegal to criticise the EU. Now, this, to me, is this has got Bilderberg written all over it. Now, we know full well that Bilderberg and the EU are pretty much hand in hand. But what about this man? What about this man? I think this man is another Bilderberg creation, because who else would think he was amazing by actually going against the EU? I mean, who does that? Nobody does that. Nobody criticises the EU openly and starts breaking these crazy-ass laws that they've got. But he did, and everyone thinks he's a hero for it. And the person who's going to think he's the biggest hero is this man. Yep, this man is, I reckon, going to end up forming an alliance with this man. And much as he is at the moment, or much as David Cameron is at the moment with Nick Clegg, who is, has got his whole party asking for him to step down as leader because he's so pants and so rubbish, the same fate awaits Nigel Farage, as far as I'm concerned. And there will come a time when all of this kind of nonsense, even Alex Jones, who is the biggest shill going, has decided that he's a good guy, that UKIP is good, and that everybody in the UK who's calling him a racist is bad, and we all need to be taught a lesson or something else like that. In his usual way, he's there quite happily poking fun at everybody who is actually pointing out what UKIP really is, and that is a racist, homophobic, bigoted, sexist party, which I believe has been created by Bilderberg in order for our current government, under whichever name or colour it wants to go under, so that we can get a better foot in the EU, and also to make sure that the people are fooled completely into believing that we're actually trying to fight the EU. This man is just a con artist. He's a very good con artist, but that is exactly what he is. The long-term plan, you watch this space, the long-term plan is for there to be an alliance between UKIP and the Conservatives, with David still as the leader, because there is no way this man is going to be winning the 2015 general elections here in the UK. There's no way that's going to happen, but that will be when you see an alliance being mentioned between the two. And eventually Nigel will fade off into obscurity, much the same as Nick Clegg has, and this then allows the Tories to continue to rape the UK as they want to quite happily step into the EU and do everything that they've said they're going to do, that they want to do, and Nigel will have played his part, and that is to sucker in all the stupids in the country, the people that normally haven't got a bloody clue which way to vote. Now they've voted, that's it. What makes it's just ridiculous. I mean, I'm scared witless by what this result actually stands for, and everybody out there who isn't worried by these results needs to be. You need to take a proper look at what you are doing to this country if you are happy for this man here, Nigel Farage, to gain any kind of a foothold either in Europe or here in the UK. I'm making this video purely as a record for myself, so that I can look back on it and go, I was bloody right, and I will be right, and I do not care what anyone says, comments or whatever. This is going to turn out to be an absolute political clusterfuck as far as the people are concerned. As far as the politicians are concerned, this is going exactly the way they want it to go. Watch this space, and I'll be quite happy to remind any one of you naysayers, when the time comes, that I was right. That I, and so many other people that agree with me, and people that have come up with these ideas way before me, right? There are so many people out there that are thinking very, very logistically into what's going on here, and it goes a lot deeper than a lot of you silly sheep who have voted this fool in will ever realise. And you're all going to end up with egg on your face, far more egg than this man ended up with on his shoulder just recently in one of his trawls around the UK. Guarantee it, guarantee it, the biggest mistake ever was allowing this man to get any kind of a foothold, either here in the UK or in the EU. This is all just media hype. This is exactly, they're using the media as a way to get people to vote for UKIP. You know, there's no better way of saying it. Make him out to be the bad guy, and everyone will run and flock to him. And that's exactly what they've done. Because he's, I don't know, he goes against the norm. He goes against the EU. Look, he was chastised in Parliament. He's the guy to go for. You silly fools. Every single one of you are going to be... You're cutting your noses off to spite your own faces in this. People that have voted for him generally do not have a clue when it comes to politics. Certainly don't have a clue when it comes to the more shady, the more sinister and the more insidious side of politics. Even Alex Jones, the crazy shill himself, hasn't got a bloody clue what he's talking about, mostly because he is a shill, and I don't care what anyone has to say about it. He's an inside agent, and that's his role. And of course he's going to latch on to Nigel. Of course he's going to say that UKIP are amazing and that everyone who's having a go at them is wrong. Of course they're going to say that, because that's the plan. And you sheep are just walking straight into it. It's bad news, folks. Watch this space. I can guarantee you're all going to end up kicking yourselves for this, and there are going to be so many people turning around going, I told you so. You had the chance to do something quite miraculous, and you didn't. You threw it away, and you fell straight into the trap that they made for you. Unbelievable. More later, folks. Good night.